What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Papa JT coming at you with a Week 6 college football predictions and previewing Kentucky versus Texas A&M. Before I begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe. When you subscribe, you get me one more subscriber closer to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. So please help me accomplish my goal by subscribing to the channel. I do these videos every week: NFL news, college football news, breaking down everything that's going on. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and let's get into it. So we have the very surprising Kentucky Wildcats versus a Texas A&M team, and this is going to be a very good game. Kentucky has two dominant wins against South Carolina. I mean, they dominated South Carolina and Florida and Mississippi State. And Mississippi State has a pretty good team. Well, everybody thought they had a pretty good team. And Texas A&M is still trying to rebound from that dominating loss that they suffered to Alabama. They were unable to really accomplish anything. They had a little bit of success early on, but Alabama just wore that Texas A&M team down, and they didn't really have a lot of success running the ball. So let's get into it. So we're going to be comparing the Kentucky offense to the Texas A&M defense. Kentucky on offense is 71st in the country in yards per game on offense, averaging 407.2 yards per game. They're 117th in passing yards per game, only having 153 passing yards per game. They average 254.2 rushing yards per game, which is 12th in the country, and they have 32.4 points per game, which is 56 in the country. Now the Texas A&M defense is 55 in the country in yards per game on defense, giving up 357.2 yards per game on defense. They're 108th in stopping the pass. Their secondary is freaking terrible. They allow 272.2 passing yards per game, but they're 6th in the country in stopping the run, only allowing 85 rushing yards per game. And they're 44th in points per game allowing 21.4 points per game. Now comparing this Texas A&M offense to the Kentucky defense, Texas A&M is 13th in yards per game on offense, having 511.8 yards per game. They had 279.6 passing yards per game, which is 32nd in the country. They're 24th in rushing yards per game with 232.2, and they're 40th in points per game, having 36 points per game. Now this Kentucky defense, which is very good this year, one of the best in college football. They're 12th in yards per game, giving up, only allowing 288.8 yards per game. They give up 177.4 passing yards per game, which is 29th in the country. They're 26th in the country in stopping the run, allowing 111.4 rushing yards per game. And they're 4th in the country in points per game, giving up, only allowing 12.6 points per game. So now it's time to get into the keys to victory that each team needs to accomplish if they want to win this game. Terry Wilson is going to have to take care of the ball. He has been a turnover machine this year, and they had to rely on Snell Jr., who is the only non-quarterback player in the Heisman watch list. Texas A&M is going to shut him down, so he's going to have a big game, and having a big game involves him taking care of the ball, because if he doesn't take care of the ball, then this Texas A&M offense is going to capitalize. And this is a very good offense, and despite Kentucky having a good defense, a field goal could be a deciding factor in this game, and Terry Wilson is going to have to take care of the ball. Terry Wilson is also going to have a great passing game. He's only thrown 2 touchdowns because Kentucky runs the ball a lot. So Snell is most likely going to be taking away this game, and Terry Wilson is going to have to win this game passing the ball to those wide receivers, and I think they have a pretty good wide receiving core. And the secondary has to limit big plays. So this Texas A&M offense is very explosive, especially in the passing game with Kellen Mond. He will not hesitate to sling it into double coverage or triple coverage, and they need to make sure that they don't give up those big plays. So they need to play very conservative on the back end. They'll probably end up playing a lot of cover 3, and they're going to have to rely on the linebackers and Josh Allen and Jordan, the two very, very talented linebackers, to step up and create a pass rush. And I think that will happen. Josh Allen has had 3 sacks against South Carolina by himself. Texas A&M has to force turnovers. One thing about this Kentucky team, they will control the clock. And to stop a team that controls the clock, you need to make them you need to force turnovers. They also have to jump out to a big lead early. I don't think we have saw Kentucky really been challenged besides in their first game. And they're going to have to make sure to get this Kentucky team playing from behind and make them uncomfortable, because this team wants to run the ball and they want to chew clock and they want to get the game out of the way as quickly as possible, and they want to rely on their defense. And when you chew the ball, when you run the ball a lot and chew time off the clock, your defense is going to be well rested. And that's another reason why this Kentucky team is so good. So they need to get out to a big lead early and get this team one-dimensional, have them passing the ball. Now, the biggest thing they need to do, they need to stop Josh Allen. They need to find some way to stop this guy, because this guy is a Khalil Mack-like talent. This guy can single-handedly wreck a game, and he's just that damn good. They're going to have to double team him. They're going to have to do something, because this guy against Florida took over the game. This guy against South Carolina had 3 freaking sacks. This guy is a beast, and if Texas A&M wants to win this game, they're going to have to stop him some way, somehow. And you can't use a running back. That's not going to help. They're going to have to find some way to stop this guy, because this guy is going to be a big reason why if they lose this game, and he's going to have a big play. So they need to make sure they can find a way to contain him. So my prediction, the team I had winning this game, I had Kentucky winning this game. I think the Kentucky defense is pretty good, and I have them prevailing, beating Texas A&M at College Station in a tough environment to play. I have them winning the game 27-17, because I just think that defense is that good, and I don't think the Texas A&M secondary is going to be able to stop this Kentucky passing attack. And they have a pretty good core wide receivers, and Terry Wilson is very accurate. He's completing 66.7% of his passes. Even though he's only thrown 2 touchdowns, he's very capable of dominating the game, both of his legs and through the air. So let me know what you guys think about my prediction. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe.